I do agree with a lot of the policies she's been putting out, and I think she's a great vice president.
What policies specifically do you agree with?
I don't really know. Can you tell me some?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope all is good wherever you are. This video is absolutely unbelievable and ridiculous, but not unexpected. We're going to watch a man on the street video, or in this case, a lady on the street video, asking Harris fans what they think of her policies. Let's get into it.
Ophelia Jacobson with Campus Reform. A recent poll came out that shows that 48% of Americans disapprove of the job that Kamala Harris is doing in office right now. We're here in Georgetown today to talk with students about Kamala Harris. Do they approve of the job she's doing? And if yes, can they name any specific accomplishments or policies that they're especially proud of? Let's find out. I want to get your thoughts on our Vice President Kamala Harris. What do you think of her? Is she doing a good job in office?
Yeah, I think so. I really like her. I think it's very inspiring to see our first, woman vice president.
I do love having a woman, person of color, Democratic leader in that position, and I think she's a great representation.
I feel like definitely it's amazing to have a woman vice president, and we're making great headway with that, and she's a definite girl boss.
I think she's doing great.
History on crime I disagree with, but she seems to be reforming that opinion at least to some degree.
I think that she's never really been dedicated to caring about the communities she's a part of. Promotes incarceration, promotes policing, is more dedicated to upholding a carceral state than taking it down.
So you think we should take down the prison system?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think she's doing a pretty solid job.
I really do agree with a lot of the policies she's been putting out, and I think she's a great vice president.
What policies specifically do you agree with?
I don't really know. Can you tell me some? Maybe I don't know what her policies are. Maybe you can just cut that part out.
Can you name any specific accomplishments that you're super proud of?
Besides her being the first on so many different forums, that would be my first thing.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of many of them.
No, and that's exactly what I mean. That's probably shamefully my party partisanship showing through to some degree.
I swear, guys, you've heard me say this a lot on this channel, but not everybody should be allowed to vote. If you like these videos, please consider smashing that thumbs up button. Really helps me out. And if this is not your first time watching one of my videos and you're not yet subscribed, hopefully this is the video in which I can earn your subscription. Let's get back to the video.
I can't really, to be totally honest. What I really like is that she does kind of give the nation a positive face, being the first woman president.
No, honestly, I don't really keep up with politics. On social media, I've seen that she does great posts, so yeah.
Can you name any specific accomplishments that she's had since she's taken office?
No, not any specific ones particularly, no.
So what do you like about her?
Just I think she's doing a good job.
What specifically do you like about her?
I think she has a...
How do you think she's handling the border?
I have no clue on that.
Not well. I think that we need complete reform at the border, and that's not happening from her, which is surprising.
From what I have heard, the conditions there at the border are not the best.
She needs to control the border, yeah.
I say let them cross the border, but that's just me.
Well, with that one, I would definitely say that she should be monitoring it a little bit more closely.
I want to get your reaction to a few statistics that came out. 48% of Americans say they disapprove of the job that Kamala Harris is doing in office, and that's the lowest rating of a vice president since the 1970s. What's your reaction to this?
My first thought is I wonder, it's interesting that the first kind of woman and person of color is getting the low ratings as opposed to all the white men that I haven't loved in the past.
I mean, again, she's a woman and of color, so it's probably a little bit of a skew.
I'm not super surprised about that, knowing the racism and, misogyny in this country that is very prevalent still today.
I think they're probably targeting her because they hate women.
It's possibly the way that her party has been selling her alongside the social issues. They've been selling her alongside intersectional lines when in reality they should be selling her based off of her policy and herself as a politician. I wouldn't doubt that there are a lot of people who disapprove of that or just disapprove of her because of frustration with how she's been sold so far.
Yeah, the one girl says, just let them come in. Just let the migrants come in. Yeah, sure. Let's just not have borders. If you don't have borders, you don't have a country. This is ridiculous. Whoever did the marketing for Kamala Harris to run for president, nobody ever voted for her. She had the biggest disapproval rating or approval rating of anyone. And yet, in the polls, whether you believe the polls or not, she's almost neck and neck with Trump. This goes to show you that there's an issue because she's done nothing. She's been the worst vice president in the history of the country, and yet has not yet done a solid interview, doesn't answer questions, and she's going to run and come close to winning the presidency from the basement. Watching this video makes me make the case again that not everybody should be allowed to vote. You've heard me talk about this on this channel a few times if you're a regular listener, but look, listen. You can't watch this video and tell me you don't agree with that. The founding fathers of our country never intended for everybody to be allowed to vote. Originally, only landowners can vote. Now, I know that was very disparaging to black people and to women, but we're not there anymore, right? Everybody's got the equal opportunity and equal rights in the country. But just because we don't discriminate on race or gender doesn't mean we shouldn't discriminate at all. I for sure believe there should be a discrimination towards the stupid or the uneducated. Let's use uneducated. Not stupid, it's a rough word. There's two things you should need to be able to vote, right? A voter ID. I still can't believe some people think you shouldn't have that. You should have a voter ID. And I still firmly believe there should be a small civics test. You should be able to answer questions that every American should know. Some questions maybe about the Constitution, about the current political landscape, something. That way, if you show up and you're, an illegal immigrant without ID, and we're for some reason going to allow you to vote, you'd still have to answer 10 or 20 questions that you probably would not know the answer to. And this would disparage morons from voting. We don't benefit as a country by just having more warm bodies voting. That is not true. You hear it every election season, let's get more people to the polls, let's get more people to the polls, let's get more people to the polls. This does nothing for us. A smaller pool of voters that are educated voters is way better. Way better. People that are going to make the decisions on the future of the country should know what's going on and should be able to answer some civics questions about the country. Because you see these man on the streets videos all the time, and they ask them, hey, can you name 3 countries that start with the letter A? And they say Africa, or people are not able to name 5 states. These people shouldn't be voting. I'm not saying they can't vote ever. Just saying if they can't answer a small civics test, maybe you have to educate yourself and come back next time. And I know I get flack in my comment section every time I talk about this, and I know this would never happen, but I do really think that there should be an uneducated voter discrimination. Because the good tax-paying citizens of the country that know what's up shouldn't be penalized because of people like these people that are going to vote for somebody purely because she's a woman or because of the vibe. Give me a break. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to the channel. Help it grow. Catch you all in the next video. Peace out, everybody.